CEO of Easy Crypto Hunter, and he's going to be giving a talk called Mining in the UK is Profitable. Here's how to get 59% ROI. Please give it up for Josh Riddick.
Thank you. Welcome. So you couldn't have done a better introduction if you realised, because that 59% came from Ravencoin. Yeah, so welcome in everybody. My name's Josh Riddick. I am the CEO of Easy Crypto Hunter. So we're based up in Manchester. We're actually one of the largest GPU mining hardware providers in the country, and we love to get hardware out there with investors and help people to kind of understand all the kind of miscommunications that exist in the crypto space. The biggest misconception, quite frankly, is that, oh, mining in the UK is too expensive, the electric's so high. Rubbish. We don't mine Bitcoin, we don't care. We don't mine Ethereum, we don't care. All the money's in the altcoins, and there's serious money to be made. So this interview, I've only got 10 minutes to whip through this stuff. Myself and the team are just over behind us to the left here. So you're more than welcome to come and see us for a bit more detail, but hopefully this will give you a really nice overview. So this is where we're at. So effectively, we're going to cover kind of what it is and why we need it. Now, obviously, at a blockchain conference, you guys are probably slightly more aware of this than the average people that we talk to, which is really good. The misconceptions, more importantly, that we do have, and how to kind of avoid those, and more importantly, how you then actually can mine profitably in the UK and what really that means. So the experts in the field in the UK, we've got facilities up and down the country with international facilities as well, and these are the type of numbers we've got. This wonderful number behind us, which I'm sure you're quite curious about. So effectively, we founded fairly recently, 2017. I'd been involved in this space a long time before that point, and I realized that within the ecosystem of crypto, it was generally reserved for geeks, and a lot of kind of traditional business investors wanted to kind of get involved, but there was no mechanism for that. And due to the nature of crypto, with it being very non-tangible, it's impossible to kind of get your hands on stuff. So there wasn't really any traditional businesses that were set up that enabled that process to happen. So I decided to use the reverse model, go back to something a bit more traditional, and we're very proud to have full offices, full staff, a full support team, and you can physically come and visit us in Manchester and see everything that we do. And that's really important to us to help kind of bridge that gap. So this is kind of what we do as a core. So we have our mining rigs, which is kind of our core kind of product moving forward. We also do a lot of consultancy work with B2B entities to help them embrace crypto and blockchain now, how you can save and make money. I also own one of the UK's first cryptocurrency accountancy specialist firms. All our clients have made quite a lot of money in crypto, and they're like, hey, how do I tax this stuff? So we're able to figure that out, and it's a very attractive tax in the UK that a lot of people don't realise. On top of that, we also do a lot of commercial training, whether it be through videos, seminars, a lot of presentations, helping people really kind of embrace this technology. So in regards to kind of crypto mining, what is it? Now I'm going to kind of speak to you as if you're all stupid. You've probably got a better knowledge than most in the type of people we do speak to, but it's dead straightforward. People really kind of misunderstand this. It's nothing more complex than just kind of getting paid for renting out computer power in its simplest, most raw form. Once you start talking about block time and block rewards and all this stuff, it can kind of lose a lot of people. There's obviously a bit more technical to it, but in its nutshell, that's really what's going on. So this is a nice little illustration that we've kind of put together for you. You have a posh little computer. It gives its power away to the blockchain, and if any type of transactions need to happen within that space, it's these machines that verify those transactions, and as a little thank you, you get paid. So when you boil it down to that, it's not total rocket science, and it's quite straightforward stuff. So the misconceptions, this is kind of what we deal with a lot. Mining is not profitable in the UK. That is the big thing that we get. The electric's too expensive, it's impossible to mine, and quite frankly, that is just not true. That is in fact true for ASIC mining. So you cannot mine Bitcoin profitably in the UK on domestic electric rates, as the price stands at the moment. You could probably get away with it if you're producing your own electric, or if you had free electric, but paying from the plug, you've not got a chance. It just doesn't work out at today's prices. So, however, it's false for top-end GPU mining. This is the core difference. So So without kind of going into the differences here between ASIC and GPU, they're fundamentally different types of products. ASICs obviously just mine one coin. GPUs have the ability to be able to mine multiple coins. So our units as it stands today can mine over 850 different types of coins, with new ones coming out every day, such as Ravencoin, which is exactly what the numbers are actually based on from today. So using the correct hardware, so the mistake that people have made, for those people that got into GPU mining and now they think it's not profitable, it's always because they were chasing Ethereum. So 2 years ago we had the big run for Ethereum with all the rest of the market. Everyone was buying AMD RX cards because they were the cheapest cards for the best hash rate for Ethereum. But those cards are physically made a certain way, and even though technically they can mine other coins, they're pretty rubbish at it, generally speaking. If you have the top end kind of NVIDIA stuff, the 1080 Ti, the very, very premium end, now we use 2080 GPUs. If you're at the top end of that market, irrespective of which new coins or algorithms come out, you're able to dominate. And that fundamentally has been one of the big differences. So using the correct software as well, people don't understand that this is what's available. So for example, this is actually on Ravencoin. When Ravencoin first came out, one 6 card 1080 Ti was doing 90 mega hash. By the end of this year, the same bit of hardware had now doubled in speed just through incremental software updates over the year. 3%, 5%, 7%, 3%, and that makes a huge difference to your earnings. And again, overclocking the cards. This is a fundamental thing people don't realize that you're able to do. You can turn them down and use less electric, you can turn them up and squeeze out more power. A combination of those two things makes things up to 40% more efficient. So once you kind of do all of these things, it dramatically changes the numbers that people commonly think you are or aren't able to get. So that's kind of how that works there. So the other thing to it, which is really interesting, so before we do get into the numbers later, which I'm sure you're interested in, I need to caveat that by saying when we see the numbers, it's only talking about the first approach. 2, 3, and 4 is the kind of much more advanced, exciting stuff where the numbers are dramatically higher. So we've just kept it very simple for the purpose of this, but we wanted to demonstrate that there are totally different ways to mine, because people just think that you get something, plug it in, and leave it doing the same thing forever. You totally can, but if you're smart about it, you can be much, much more financially well rewarded. So these are the kind of 4 outlines, so we'll go through these very quickly. So ultimately you can simply just mine the most profitable coin of the day. Go on a website like whattomine.com and I'll mine that coin and I'll earn the most pounds or pence per day. Easy. That's what the majority of people that are mining do. However, you can also mine brand new coins as soon as they come out. So our friend here was talking about Ravencoin. So just to put it in perspective, as it stands today, one of our units might be making 150 to 250 Ravencoin a day. If you mined Ravencoin the first day it came out, on our equipment, the first month it came out even, you were mining up to 25,000 coins a day, which in today's value at 0.58 cent, a coin is well over £1,200 per day per machine in the last 14 months of bear market in crypto. So there are huge opportunities that exist. It's just that people are so focused on Bitcoin and Ethereum, they miss the breadth of the market. The third thing that you can do is exploring different pools to mine. So what people think this is super complicated, but it's not. Effectively, the best way to illustrate this is you have one mine shaft with a bit of gold, with 100 guys with a pickaxe. They're going to find it really quickly, split the reward 100 ways. Another mine shaft with one pickaxe and one guy, they're going to get a massive chunk of reward, but it'll take them a long time to find that. And between those two extremes, you can dramatically change the numbers that your farm, unit, or factory is able to earn. And very few people, again, understand that that's an option. And then the big thing, which is going to change the game entirely moving forward, is that it happens to be top-end GPUs are the single most powerful machines that we have on the planet as it speaks, until quantum computing comes around at least, for AI, deep learning and commercial integration activities. So now there's a lot of projects that we're testing live with commercial companies where our clients can get paid for renting out their mining rigs for large commercial data crunches, which at projection at the moment is 3 to 5 times more profitable than crypto mining itself. So the future This sector's moving along at a very, very fast pace, and it's very, very exciting times indeed. We've partnered with a software company moving forward that's going to enable us to do that automatically on the flip from press and go moving forward, which is a really, really great thing to do. So who the heck's into crypto mining, and why should it be something that bothers you? This is kind of what it comes down to. So we have a lot of people that are just simply passive income investors. A lot of our clients are smart business people, and they go, well, hang on a minute, inflation's 3%, interest is 1%, I'm losing 2% of my own money every day. So unless I'm cash flowing above 4%, I'm losing money. I need to do something with it. So we have a lot of passive income investors who, instead of maybe putting money in stocks and shares, property developers make up a very large proportion of our clients as well. Business owners, because it's just a posh computer that we sell, it's a tax efficient product. You can get VAT back, you can put it through capital deductions, it's a hardware purchase to offset different tax incentives. Property investors, as we've said, effectively they become virtual tenants. You've got asset in, you've got paying every day, paying every month, passive income, and then asset appreciation of the coins. It's the same psychology for a different market. That works really well for us. And then of course energy producers is a massive sector. So now we've got a lot of equipment going into the renewable energy sector in the UK. So for those of you that may or may not know, for all the government claims to be wanting to save the world in regards to carbon, from April this year they've removed all feed-in tariffs for renewable energy sources. So historically, if you had a wind farm, solar farm, hydro facility, you'd get paid so many pence per kilowatt you produced. That is now gone. So the difference is when you crunch the numbers back, anyone that's now producing their own power and using it to crypto mine can earn up to 10 times more money than they ever could from government subsidy, which has now created an entirely new financial model for the whole energy sector moving forward, and we've got some big conversations moving in that direction too. Again, now the only waste product from the equipment is heat. It's a computer that's on 24 hours a day. So now we're working in the space where we've created one of the UK's first products where you can get paid to heat an air volume instead of paying for that luxury. So we've got sports centres, councils, villages, houses, property developers, tenants, factories, warehouses, the list goes on. And then of course pension diversification as it becomes a regulated asset class. There's lots of companies that are now doing that too as well. So how then can we make money with mining? How does it all work? So this is the number that we've all been brought here today, 59%. Where the hell does that come from? How does it work? This is a domestic customer, so when we say that a single unit is £10,000, typically 8,333 plus VAT, but effectively this is just if you paid 10 grand cash. You can't put it through a business, you're not buying a discount, you're not getting any type of prices off. You ended up earning figures like that. 59% return, that's £5,900 earned in the last 12 months, April 2018 to April 2019. However, if you own, effectively we've got the figures at our stand over there for more detail. Put one machine mining Raven coin for the whole year, sold those coins at the end of the year, effectively it worked back to that type of figure. If of course you did own, so that's kind of what it looks like return-wise. Sorry for flicking through, we've got all the details at the stand. But if you own a company and you can kind of get all those things back, then actually that goes up to 91% cash return in a 12-month period in a bear market in the UK after UK electric rates. So for people that say that there's not money in crypto mining, they simply have been dumbstruck by Bitcoin and Ethereum. When you look at a wider portfolio of coins and products, there's a very, very exciting thing that's going on in this space. So again, this is just an overview of the numbers. I'm mindful of people's time and kind of not taking up too much of yours, but that's pretty much how it does. So we have a full system. None of our clients are geeks or techies. You can literally buy this stuff and all the service is done for us in-house in Manchester, and we just like to make this a much more accessible market for all those people that are able to do so. So I thank you very much for your time. I welcome some questions for you back at the stand just behind us, and I hope you found that a little bit more interesting than you may have thought. Thank you very much.
All right. Give it up for Josh Fredette. Thank you so much.